Bouchon mean this type of restaurant are called bouchons. They have a name, like bouchon this, bouchon that, but they're called bouchons. We serve very simple food, try to make it as good as possible. You can find these dishes on any kind of bouchon in France, or any kind of little cafe in Paris, or everywhere you go. My wife and I are very, very focused to keep it exactly for what it is, nothing more, nothing less. We want people to make comfortable, we don't push for them to spend a lot of money, we want them to come back. To me, a customer who comes every week is a great customer. It's beautiful.
Okay, Robert, now the stage is yours. Tell us why you recommend Le Bouchon.
I just love this restaurant. I mean, part of it's because I've lived in this neighborhood in the Bucktown, Wicker Park area for the past 9 years, and it's just, it's always felt like home. But more importantly, it feels like France. My wife and I honeymooned many years ago, maybe not too many years ago in France, and it's the only bistro or French restaurant I've ever felt feels exactly like being in Paris. And you're walking into a very small restaurant, people are shoulder to shoulder, you actually get the scent of smoke and garlic sort of overwhelming you, and you get fantastic, what I call sort of very much down-home cooking in its own way. You get steak and potatoes, you get duck, you get roast chicken, simple food, comfort food, French food, without pretension, and just delicious.
Right, now when you were there, Walter, you actually were there with your family and...
I was there in the early afternoon, maybe around 6ish, with my 5-year-old and my wife, and he wanted salmon and we had the roast duck. The duck was delicious, the sauce was delicious. Of course they give you big servings, so actually my wife and I, we split the duck, and little Walter had the salmon, and he ate it all, didn't complain, you know, and he had a good time. The waitress was a school teacher moonlighting as a waitress, and she talked to Walter, and we talked about schools and all of those good things. You had like 3 and 4 people coming and checking you out. To see if you wanted bread, to see if you wanted something to drink. So
now, Judy is very picky about her service, but the service here for you wasn't...
Whenever I go to Le Bouchon, I look at the entrees and I can't decide, either it's the way that they describe them or whatever, but nothing really stands out. So I was deciding, am I going to have 2 appetizers, or am I going to have an appetizer and an entree? And the waiter informed me I had to make my mind up right then and there because he was way too busy to come back. So,
Quel dommage.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. So I really didn't appreciate that. I didn't say anything at the time. And
does that happen in France? Robert?
Yeah, I think you had a very French experience here. So it's like you got to pay a lot less money for a French experience.
Maybe he was in one of your plays because I thought he was sort of acting.
I thought they were very nice. It was a very, very nice restaurant. Small though, and come to think about it, if it was crowded, I would have had a challenge because I had to play the bathroom game with my son.
Right.
I had the kids on, they want to go to the bathroom 10 times.
And it's going to be funny for people who are watching the show today who haven't been to the restaurant to watch it on the tape, and you don't really get a sense of actually how small the restaurant really is, which...
We made reservations for 8 o'clock. We got there about 5 to 8, and we were told we would have a 15-20 minute wait. So we went by the bar, and it was really busy. And people are bumping into you from left and right, and that's part of the deal there. And so we decided...
Where do you wait, though, there? Did you...
Right by the corner of the... I mean, there's no place...
There's no place to
wait. Unless you have a seat at the bar, and there's what, about 4 seats?
There's only about 15 or 16 tables in this
Yeah.
restaurant.
Right.
And it's only about 4 or 5 seats at the bar.
Right,
and
it's
it's
a
got...
small bar.
And people eat at the bar as well,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Do they?
Yeah.
I couldn't have waited with Walter at the bar. If I would have came at 8 o'clock, my wife would have said, nope, let's go.
I think that's part of the bistro atmosphere, too. It's like, it's crowded, it's jammed, you can talk to the person next to you.
I admit, I do feel a little cramped in there at times, but to me, that's part of the atmosphere. I know that you're going to be cramped up next to people, you're going to have, smells coming out of the kitchen. You're going to have people smoking at the bar. But I actually sort of enjoy that sort of sense of the community kind of rubbing elbows with each other and everybody having a good time. But,
well, you can tell that people in the community go there time after time.
Right.
And I do know that as well, and that's part of the allure of that. I think it's more comfort food. It's like going home almost.
what did you have for the main course?
I had the lamb stew. I thought it was good. I thought the mussels were wonderful.
Mussels are
Yeah,
fantastic.
but I thought that the salad was so-so. I had the one goat cheese salad.
I had the rabbit, which was a little different. I mean, normally I go in there and I can have some steak and French fries or
The rabbit
roast
is a
chicken.
very, very traditional dish in bistros in France.
That's exactly right.
Well,
And,
they have a lot
and
of
the duck
traditional
is a
ones,
very
like
traditional
the frog's
dish.
legs
All the
too.
dishes they have there are actually
Right.
very
Yeah.
traditional. Well, Robert, this is your favorite place, so can you wrap it up for us?
Well, I think I've said most of it. I just think it's a fabulous value. I think it's really an experience of being in Paris. You feel like you're in a French bistro, and I think there's a great sensual quality to the food and a wonderful, very French bistro environment.
And for you, Walter?
Well, I thought it was okay. For the time, at the time that I was there, the waitress was very nice. But if the wife ever wanted to go somewhere different and not be talking to many people from the ward all the time, maybe we would. So
And
it was-
Judy, for you?
I would say, on the other hand, I would not particularly choose to go back there. I mean, I would go if everybody else wanted to go back
Judy,
and
you're
be
so
okay.
brutal. You're just brutal.
I'm not saying I wouldn't go back, but I think with all the other restaurants in Chicago, I would choose
Right.
something else that calls to me more.
Well, you can cozy up at Le Bouchon at 1958 North Damon. The number is 773-862-6600. They're open for dinner Monday through Saturday, but they're closed on Sundays. And reservations are highly recommended, so hopefully you won't have to wait. And the average tab without drinks is about $25 to $30 a person.